Well, sorry, Mike. I got to use you to protect the king. I'm gonna move you over as a pawn inside of the shooting gallery over here for my last set with Tucker, and then the general or Tucker, Jim, and then obviously the general before my post lines. But what am I supposed to think, that Mike the cop here is a racist? Come on, now.
We live in a country where the president thinks it's a good idea to go door to door convincing us to get an injection. Yeah, I will do that right after I call Casey Anthony to babysit my grandkids. I'll do that right after I have Bill Cosby meet up with me so he can buy me a drink. I'll do that right after I hire Michael J. Fox to write all of my legal documentation.
Oh,
But hey, maybe Corn Pop will answer the...
well, that's the beauty on this. So that happened. Yeah, like these assholes are in my militia. They're not. They're not in my. That's the nature of what a militia is. It's at the end of it, these people, whoever they may be on here, are gonna do it. I don't know any offhand. I mean, maybe it's YouTube that's racist and they didn't have any up on my timeline. Let's go check. Let's go check inside of here. What do I got over the series of what is the what inside here? Well, I just, again, how can I watch something like that if in the context of the information, I actually don't disagree with this statement. I'm for the National Guard instead of just being a base. Have the state be the base. Where else are you going to get the education? That's what the math problem is outside, so that's where we need to actually get recon. Obviously, there's going to be phases before training. You just don't. Well, just because they live outside doesn't necessarily mean that. You know, all of them are. Oh, well, come in here and then stand the post on it. But security guards, right?
Chorus calling her to account for not delivering yet on campaign promises to reduce violence. The mayor did promise new help for victims and others who've been grievously hurt by the violence.
I can't imagine losing your child and then feeling like
she's
your
in a very
pain
difficult city
and
to be
your
mayor,
suffering
but
isn't heard, isn't reflected. And
it begs the
we've got to do
question
more
on,
as a city,
well,
and I
do you
take
go
on
door to
that
door
responsibility
and
that
give somebody an
obligation
injection?
to make sure that we are
Well, arrest
programmatically
them,
reaching
tell them
out
that the
and
course of
providing
life that
more
they were living.
support
This
to the
is
victims,
where
the
it
survivors,
gets
and the
serious.
witnesses. And
This
we will
is
do
where
that.
it gets heavy, and you got to pay
Details
attention
to come
to
in the days ahead.
case
The
by
mayor
case
said
basis.
she and Police Superintendent Brown have
the
been critical of others
missionaries,
in the
as
criminal
it
justice
were,
system.
for
State's
these
Attorney Kim
positions
Fox tweeted a reply late
aren't
today.
fancy.
Finger
You know, it's
pointing instead of
everything
talking
going to be
honestly
by
about
the
the
book
violence
on
plaguing our city.
Lagrangian
Doesn't help bring
and
solutions that
everything
make our
else inside here
communities
because
safer.
it's a nuclear
It starts
reactor
with
out there.
apprehending those who pull the trigger. Police must make an arrest
By definition,
before
0
a
and
case reaches the courthouse door.
But I don't know who's
Southside
generally
Alderman
bringing
wants
up the
Illinois
contextual
National Guard to
information. I
patrol
don't know who's
downtown
running the
in the
lodges
wake
out
of this
there.
past
All I know is
weekend's
that there is
unrest
no
and
gap
violence
between
there.
the top and the bottom except for the
We need to
cops.
bring in the National
And you
Guard
need
to
more
secure the perimeter of
slits, find them,
downtown,
right?
and to work along with the police
Lots of ways
to free up
to
more
make
officers to come
business.
from downtown back into the communities.
Well, that's
where
a
we
that's a
can
money
help,
problem, a
flood the
budget
communities
problem
where the resources have
specifically.
been
And to
taken
be
out
fair,
of.
I don't, and the black body problem
Asked
here, I
about
don't
Alderman
see
Beale's proposal, Mayor
anybody with a
Lightfoot
sensible
dismissed
model.
him as a
I could say,
critical
hey,
likes to
we are
grandstand,
chasing a
and she
rabbit on
lamented that
crime inside
reporters even
here.
cover him at all.
We have to be
She
sensible
added,
about
quote,
where we put the
"I don't have
budget
to
this
say
year, and I
anything
don't want
more
more
about
money.
him."
What do you mean
I'm
you don't want more?
political
You don't want to
editor
fix the
Mike
problem?
Flanagan.
You don't want to do those things? Not if this is going to be the result anyways. I would rather fix to my budget, stay within those lines, instead of throwing more money at the problem that don't have a controlled system, manage the budget inside of there, quit fucking around with the cops in the system, listen to Karen drive around things inside of the boat, and then reference the cases, because that's always what we've done. And to be fair, inside of here, that still happens. You know, you need cases inside here. I need to be able to replace the police station. How else would you do it other than the National Guard by training? Now, generally, I like to lead with the Marines for the police. That's generally where I like to go with it. It's a little bit stiffer. It's a little bit harder on what that is, but if you'd like to walk over to Paris Island and give me shit about racism, I would love to hear it. Inside here, again, you can't let Karen drive the bus. If you just replace this with the National Guard for what it is instead of what this is, you would have a different animal on board with different training concepts. Well, a more federally based, a larger infrastructure that we know by Parris Island, the National Guard, and other systems. Who's going to be stupid enough? You stupid enough to say it? All right then. And inside of here, what's the difference? The color of a car? In that case, when I see the police that's like, oh no, we don't want to be taken over by the National Guard or some system, it's like, why? It's the color of your fucking uniform that they're changing. But basically, by criteria, you got to be up to date on skills, which are not going to be anything new to anybody inside of here, given what the training regimen is. Some things need to be changed in terms of the training regimen. To say, oh, I have to change it and then dump thousands of extra dollars on it is damn ridiculous. They already have a budget in terms of what that system correlates to. That correlates to trajectory, that correlates to leveling curves, that correlates to the scientific graphing of the trajectory of where that thing is going.